Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome to the Next Block, episode 85. We have a special guest waiting backstage. I know y'all gonna be excited about this one. How you doing for Crypto for Change?
I'm doing good, doing good. The market has been giving us some gains. Obviously, we just finished October, up November, and now we are looking at maybe another up December. I don't really know what you call that, Santa Claus rally into the new year. I do know we haven't had one of these in a while, so the market is frothy right now. You've had Bitcoin pump all the way to 45K. Everybody, shorts getting wrecked, right? Everybody's is waiting for that retracement pullback, and Bitcoin has not been giving it at all. What's going on, Christian? What's going on, Everyday Algonaut, Cloudy, Kenrick? Thanks you guys for joining the show. And I do want to say, as we're getting started here, we are going to be giving away some Acyclic premium 1-month memberships. Thanks to the Algorand Foundation for giving us those to give away.
Yep.
One, be sure to be watching the chat. I'm going to be dropping questions later in the show for people to win, but I'm also going to throw out some quick ones just early on here so we can get you guys going. So whoever can find out, and don't scroll down yet, because then they'll get a hint.
Too quick.
Whoever tells me what place Algorand is at right now on CoinMarketCap wins one of those free memberships. So drop that in the chat. But yeah, obviously the market is going wild. Algorand is sitting right at resistance, and it looks like we have our first winner.
Yeah,
Yep, we
every
do.
day.
Yeah,
Quick with it.
He was fast with it. He already had CoinMarketCap pulled up. So Everyday Algonaut will get one of those. Obviously I'm watching a lot of different coins. I've not been making huge buys personally right now. I've kind of held off just because I want to see where this market goes, because a lot of things are sitting at some resistance, right? Algorand sitting right there at 15, 16 cents. Obviously Bitcoin is, kind of just sitting in, everybody's waiting to see what it's going to do next. And then you got ETH that's hitting some levels of resistance. You have a lot of alts. I've been watching. Render was one of my big ones that popped up to like $4. It's kind of hit that and come back down. So we're a lot of, from a charting perspective, we're at a lot of technical levels, but also a lot of, I feel like just people are wondering, is this it, right? Is this alt season?
Let me add, I got friends are officially calling now, asking about Bitcoin. So leave a comment below if you have any friends or family asking about crypto. So right there, that's an indicator that I like to see. My friend was, oh man, Bitcoin hit 45,000. Can it hit 100? Can it hit 65? So I'm hyped. That's a good sign.
Yeah, I will say I've had at least 2 people reach out. They weren't asking about Bitcoin, but they were asking about Algorand. Like where do are you bullish on it over the next month, 2 months? Where do you see it going? I've given my conservative bets, which would be, maybe Algorand running to 20 cents, 25 cents before it retraces and maybe has some, maybe pulls back and some of those, the moves get bought up, because we do have to think there are still some sellers, big sellers out there, the DFW partnership and whatnot. Like there's people who got algo that as algo moves up, there's going to be sell pressure from some of these entities, and so we do have to think about that. But I will say I did see like a massive buy and a spike on the chart
I think
yesterday.
it's 100,000.
Yeah, so obviously the bullishness is there. People are excited about the price, but I've had people reach out asking, hey, where are your price targets? My really bullish case, I'd love to see Algorand get back above 30 cents. If we can get above 30 cents, I think you're never going to see the lows that we've saw before on algo. I think you missed it, right?
A lot of people's average cost is between that 20 and 50 range. That's what it seems like. So that's going to be a very important range.
Yeah, if it gets over 30 cents, I think that's pretty bullish that we could see a good movement, because people forget how quickly cryptos can move. I mean, I remember one of them was Obulus when it first launched. That thing in 4 weeks, right? It just took off from like 60 cents all the way up to the multiple dollars worth.
I think it was $7 at one point.
Yeah, and then Algo, a lot of people forget, it was 7 weeks, and it went all the way from its 30 cents or whatever in the after the COVID crash all the way up to like $1.80, $2. So it can move fast, and so that's what you got to be prepared about. And I know that it doesn't go without saying that if you are holding these assets as we start to run, don't forget to pay yourself. Take some profit, move that into stable coins or Bitcoin or whatever you feel comfortable doing. Obviously, it's your money, but that's definitely what I'm seeing right now out here in the market.
So about the ecosystem, let's talk about Algorand before we bring our guest on.
Yep.
Any big highlights you see out there that has to do with Algorand?
I will say the biggest one that I'm really bullish on, and I'm still hounding this CEO to try to get him on our channel, but that is TravelX. They just announced today that they launched in a marketplace, a peer-to-peer marketplace for these NFT ticket sales, and I think that is a super bullish thing because it's just further showing the utility of what can be built on Algorand. Just like Gary Gensler, our beloved Gary Gensler said, you could build Uber on top of it. Well, right now we're seeing a live NFT marketplace for plane ticketing being built on Algorand. So I think that's really, really bullish, and one of the biggest things that I saw. The next one is going to be another pop-up question to win an Acyclic membership. So get ready. What is the wrapped asset that just got dropped or is being about to be dropped on Algorand thanks to Messina and Tiny Man? First one to drop that in the comments wins.
Oh, that's a good one. Good one. So let's pull up the charts real quick, and then we'll bring our guest on. So let me go up here. Looking at Bitcoin, sitting at 43,000, had an amazing week, almost up 15%. Same with Ethereum. And to me, again, those are signs that if the big dogs are growing, that money usually flows back into altcoins as well. Solana's doing great.
And that's where we're at. Bitcoin dominance is like it looks like it's topping out. So that's why there is so much. You look at the chart that shows down, all the dominance without Bitcoin and without Bitcoin and ETH. Both of those two charts are looking like they're flipped. They had bullish crosses on the MACD. They've had bullish crosses on other technical indicators. So the market looks frothy, but we also have to look even there at crypto market caps, crypto fear and greed index is we're at extreme greed. So it is getting to that point though, where things may move fast, but they can also, correct very, very fast on the other side. So you just got to be careful not getting, not FOMOing in, right? Stick to your convictions, have a plan with any investment or anything you do. We're not giving investment advice. So, I know Pity Huff said, when you take profit into the native coin, or when you take these profits, honestly, you got to have a dollar in mind or a specific spot on the chart that once it hits, you take it. You don't let your emotions play into that. And also I will say for those who are winning, drop your all we need is your wallet address and your Twitter name or email address for to claim those Acyclic memberships. So if you don't want to, if you want to send us a DM, you can DM us and we'll make sure we get those to you. But if you don't have Twitter, just be sure to either send us an email, which is TheNextBlock3@gmail.com, or you can drop your wallet address and your email address right here in the chat, and we will be sure to connect with you after the show.
Okay, without further ado, let's bring our guest on the show. Let's do it. Get a big hand for MG of GoPlausible. What's good?
Hey there. Hey guys. Hey TheNextBlock. Hey guys, it's so good to be here. Hello, Algorand. Hey everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Let's get this started.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So let's begin with an introduction of who you are and what you're building, so that way everyone in the audience can get an understanding on GoPlausible.
So for everyone, I'm MG. I'm 45 years old, 15 years happily married with my Sherzo. We work together. Yes. And the GoPlausible is the result of our collaboration, as well as lots of other projects during this long period. Yep. And for GoPlausible, the intention is trying to create a representative of a proof generation and distribution system, which you can take any event, interaction, affiliation, relation, anything that could be represented with some arrows from one person, from one entity or person to another one. You can take this and represent it with an interaction of transferring some kind of proof from one entity to another, and this proof can stay there immutably forever, and it has provenance. It can be verified. It can be related to, reference to, and so on and so forth. But doing all of those needed to having all of those necessary blocks in place. So during these times, we try to build those building blocks, Lego blocks, and after now with version 4, all of them come together, and we can actually represent any kind of event, interaction, affiliation, or any kind that comes into tangible packages, such as a certificate program, such as a ticketing program, such as a loyalty program. These are the tangible use cases that will come with these compositions of these building blocks.
Excellent breakdown. Thank you. So let's dive in and talk about Algorand just for this moment. What made you find, or how'd you find Algorand, and then what made you build GoPlausible on Algorand?
Some of my great friends were building something on, were going to build something on a blockchain system, and they were researching different blockchains. I joined them. I researched different candidates that were on the table, like right back at that time. And by that, I was getting familiarized with the papers published by Algorand and the founders of Algorand, and that was love at first sight, because I just believed in this idea being future-proof. So regardless of any of those concepts, as I explained to you guys earlier, I'm not a fan of market side of things. I'm not a fan of those hypes, prices, crypto prices, all highs, all downs. But what I'm after is those small percentages of growth of the, for example, of the currency or anything else of a carrier of the value, based on sustainable utility and value created by that. I'm a fan of those and building toward those. But by having all of these in mind, what we are actually trying to achieve is to be able to increase, very simply, both onboarding and also the life cycle of creating all of those interactions very easily on-chain for Algorand, for both residents of Web3 and traditional users of Web2 at ease with most simplicity. And hopefully soon it goes multi-chain by usage of state proof, as you mentioned, but it is in the queue and prioritized.
Excellent. So I'm over here looking at the website, and you have a lot of mints. It was over 8,000 mints and 50 plus events, and I think that's really impressive. Can you talk about some of those experience at those events? I've seen pictures on Twitter with people, running around. They're excited. They're receiving their gifts, and they're attending a lot of events that GoPlausible has been working with. Can you speak on those experiences?
Yeah, sure. Actually, we are very, humble startup, but when it comes to, usage, actually, and happily, we were being used globally, and lots of countries in, 5 continents. It has been used. Thanks, and a special thanks, very, very, very much grateful to Algorand Foundation for lots of events. They have used the Algorand Foundation champions. We have worked together as a family, and they just helped spread the message, and also helped us to know our shortcomings, know our flaws, issues, anything in place. We were totally transparent toward that, and very agilely we try to improve everything that we faced as anything that stands between us and the excellence that Algorand deserves. We addressed that, and this continuous improvement process actually was not possible if it not because of those who used and gave feedback and continued to use that. And I'm so grateful to all of them. This is why we are here, because of community and foundation and Algorand Inc. and everybody in this family work together.
Yeah, and on that, sticking with your website, obviously one of the things that caught my eye, even when I first started looking into you guys and bringing you on the channel, is your what it says there, proof of anything. So what exactly, because obviously, most people, when they see proof of stake or proof of work, obviously Algorand's case, pure proof of stake. What do you mean by proof of anything, and can you elaborate on that?
Exactly. That is not a consensus, proof level. So as you know, there are different levels of implementation when it comes to proofs, but this implementation comes to representing all of those interactions, relations, and, affiliations, you name it, anything that could be, fit within a network theory kind of thing or a schema. You can represent it on-chain using GoPlausible, and soon, as I told you, in very tangible scenarios, because now it is in building blocks, very configurable and dynamic sort of thing. But soon there will be other wizards that continues to guide people to use it actually in their well-known scenario. So that proof stands for whatever stays and stands outside of blockchain to be represented on blockchain using GoPlausible and plausible protocol.
So I was throwing an event in my local town, let's say, what is about last year. And we were, this is something I wish I would have had at that time. I wasn't aware at that time, but we threw an event. We had a lot of people show up and we were trying to figure out how to distribute like NFTs to do exactly what GoPlausible to prove that they were there and whatnot. And so just kind of throwing that out. I wish I would have had that. That's all I've got it really saying, because it makes sense.
Me too, brother. I wish because that would be a genuine pleasure if you have used the system. And I have very good news toward that. We, as a continuous effort, are always trying to make it simpler and simpler for users, both creators and claimers, how to interact with the protocol. And based on those continuous efforts, in version 4, I'm promising you features that will allow you to do any kind of distribution that you have in mind with lots of ease. Just drag and drop anything and use it, configure anything. And distribution scenarios would be so easy without doing or giving out any keys, needing to have some thing for IPFS, nothing like that. Everything would be done out of the box. All you need to do is, usually have an Algorand wallet and after that, enjoy the system.
Let's break it down. So what are the requirements? I go to the event, I need to set up an Algorand wallet, and can you just walk us through that process of what it would be like for those who haven't used it?
For sure. There is two sides of usage when it comes to system. There is creators who create these plus scenarios, let's say event holders and organizers, or for example, certificate issuers. These are the creator side of the story. And there is a claimer side of the story. As you know, there are two tabs which represent these two sides of operations when it comes to plausible protocol. So creators can create these plus scenarios and distribute them as they see fit. And those are the claimers who claim these, approved scenarios. When it comes to claiming, you don't need to have anything. So actually, all you need to do is having one of those magic links given to you by scanning a QR code or receive it in your email or whatever means of transporting a URL. That's a standard URL. So when you have that, you can claim it even without having a wallet. So onboarding would be made totally easy because it doesn't need anything. The local claiming would happen. One Algorand wallet would be created on your browser, totally on your local site. It will be encrypted, stored in your browser, and stays there unless you manually wish to delete it or use it. And right after that, everything happens in your browser, and your account would be topped up. So you don't need to do anything. The NFT would be claimed, the proof and everything, the files, links, and everything would be done. And all you see is everything in place in your browser with the short links to all of the wallets available in Algorand to immediately download them after you wish for. And then you can immediately export your local to your already downloaded wallet without, again, needing to have anything, because exporting on plausible protocol doesn't need even the account to be active. You can just create an account, leave it empty, no transaction, and export your already claimed, locally claimed plus into this account, and it will be going through and through, nothing needed. So this is an onboarding that has no other similar on other blockchains. No other similar at all.
Yeah, because that was my struggle. We were like, I had different levels of people that were at the event. So some people can create a wallet fast. They're used to seed phrases, but there were others there where they were like, I don't even have a smartphone. And I had to give them a laptop but they were used to their emails.
Whatever you transport a URL and they click on that URL, and as the Google Cloud works, as the Amazon Web Services works, they give you a magic link, you click on that, you're authenticated to do something on their system. This goes the same, using up the magic links. And no blockchain magic as far as the user is concerned. After the claim happens, user sees, for example, if there's a document attached, there's an NFT, video, everything. User has access to all of them. He reads them, checks them. But if the user wishes to have that in a permanent wallet, then selects the wallet and download it and export it immediately to that wallet, and it will stay on that wallet forever.
So how is the, like, it makes me think about data big time with this. Of course, it's about data. So how has like the different businesses or artists or creators, what has their feedback been like in terms of gathering data? It's because I know a lot of people like to airdrop later other gifts and use you said certifications for developer courses and whatnot. Like, how has the feedback been for some of the people been using it?
Actually, so far, we have been, because we have been working with all of those who have been willing to, using the system in extensive way. It grew from, as any system starts with, lots of issues. We grew to be totally, more or less, we can claim that issueless at the moment. And unless there is a serious problem, for example, with internet connection or something like that, there will not be any issues on both Web3 and Web2 claims. And this was a process of continuous improvement, as I mentioned. And the feedbacks grew and turned from, yes, it has issues, yes, we use it, but it grew to, yes, it worked solidly, seamlessly, it was nice, it was a pleasure. So it was a continuous process. What we are intending to do is a gradual goal toward building this system from very, very much different features and building blocks to come to a point that everybody can use it easily and simply, even outside of Web3, without needing to have anything. This is the ultimate goal, even on creator side.
Excellent. Thank you for that breakdown. We're going to take a pause real quick and do our ad break. So everyone just give us a moment. Thank you. And let me be... Hey, welcome back, everyone, to episode 85 with MG of GoPlausible, C Will, and Crypto for Change. All right, let's dive back in.
Hello, guys.
Yes, great conversation. Let's jump over to some of the other features that y'all are developing, right? So, can we start with the ChatGPT plugin?
Yeah, please go on, by all means.
Yeah, so let's break that down and let us know what it is and how do we use it.
Actually, it's a little bit funny story because it started at the depth of the bearish market, and when everything was totally actually a little bit dark, and the necessity of having another movement on another domain, and I'm being totally honest, on other domains came up, and given the history that I had with a long history about these models and machine learning and stuff like this, I uh, uh, just saw the opportunity and jumped on it, but because the belonging sense of belonging dictates all of the strategies of movements one architect may have. I was drawn into usage of that technology in some with alignment to Algorand requirements and use cases. So there comes up a movement toward having a totally comprehensive Algorand smart agent, which is able to answer all of your questions regarding Algorand, aware of Algorand mainnet data, and everything like that. But we just, again, because we didn't actually enjoy any kind of investment, we need to prioritize things and build as we survive. So we prioritize things, and actually step one was a plugin for OpenAI, and step two was creating a GPT system that is connected actually through a RAG system with Algorand mainnet data. And the actual product, which we have made ready for a while, but waiting for some thing in order to provide for the fees for infrastructure and stuff, that will be the Algorand agent, which is a publicly accessed, totally open, totally open access with UI, with API, and everything. So all of other dApps can use that through the API. And now one of the usages, actually, I'm going to spoil it. One of the usages of those AI credits would be to use that totally publicly accessed AI agent connected to Algorand knowledge, connected to Algorand data, and have all of that in cohesion, because that will not be only one AI system connected to, that will be a council of different AI agents with a specialized tasks, fine-tuned tasks regarding getting and retrieve the data, process the data, and combine the knowledge, for example, coming from programming languages of Algorand and the Algorand mainnet data, how to combine them. And the third one is responsible to keep in tune all of this factual and sorting this into a very user understandable way. So that will be, we hope that would be a big hit.
And staying on the AI kind of topic there, you guys made a post a couple out, a little bit before the show, a couple hours before the show, says charge your AI credit, and obviously it shows like 4 options: 5, 10, 50, and 100 algo. What is that talking about?
Again, as I mentioned, one of the usages would be to charge the credit for using that publicly accessed API for Algorand AI, which is it will be able to, when we release that, it will be able to combine the data with the knowledge and the get insights out of that data. This is what was not available on Algorand before that. For example, a very, very easy use case example of that would be, give me the tax report based on my Algorand transaction from 2023. Very simple as that, and boom, you will have that downloaded for you in some Excel spreadsheet, and you can reuse it. And if you need charts, it will create for you the charts regarding that image creation and so on and stuff.
That's pretty dope. I mean, it's definitely like, I can't wait to see a lot of, because one, I love, I know what I know a lot of people, especially that are in crypto and buying crypto, right? They're here for the hype, and they love to hear people come on our show and talk about, a project that has a token drop, right? Because they want to see the price go up. But it's so needed to have builders like you guys who are building useful tools that are going to help a lot of other things get built and grow in the space. So it's just really cool to see that you'd be able to type in something like that and get something useful like really quick. So excited about that. There is a question in the comments from Christian. What's going on, Christian? He's asking, do you plan to integrate this AI with AlgoKit?
Exactly. That is, we were, waiting for this Python release. Actually, for that, we were going to do the PR a little bit before. The API is there, it is ready, and actually we did some tweet about that. And it is actually ready for the PR to be made to AlgoKit in order to bring that to your CLIs, everything you do that. You have access directly to ask your questions in a very simple way. And we were just actually waiting for some, last final steps, and it will be, coming soon. And that is totally makes us totally excited about what can builders do after that, in combination with Python, pure Python, coming to Algorand, because sky would be the limit. Those large language models has Python as the first instructor languages when it comes to fine-tuning for coding. So everybody has this, unwritten consensus and agreement on let's have Python as a global programming and approachable language. So there is endless possibilities in that.
Speaking on that, what has been your experience and how bullish are you with all of the, with AlgoKit and what John Woods and the team have been building, as well as, Python coming to Algorand? How bullish should people see that news, especially when you look at some of the biggest countries that use Python, and all the developers out there like India and even the United States and stuff like that? What are your thoughts there?
Actually, I am 100% bullish regarding what John and team are doing over there, because they approached where we actually, I think, very humbly think, with all respect to all of elders and giants, I think that was our Achilles heel when it came to developer experience. And it still is in so many aspects when we compare it to other DXs on other blockchains. So they just saw a requirement, a shortcoming, a gap, whatever you call it. And just like heroes, they just pioneered and went straight into the harder problem and tried to solve it very silently, humbly, with all ideas, all comments are welcome, that kind of way, open source way. That mindset and mentality sticks with you when you are involved in big projects for long term, and you become that kind of architect. And John is that person, and I have lots of respect. Aside from our love as friends, I'm totally love the guy, but aside from that, on technical side of things, I totally have a deep respect for him as a visionary, as an architect, and as a technical guy who can count on when it comes to, okay, let's let the guy do his magic and build the great things. Totally trust.
Yeah, definitely. John is doing his job, and we all appreciate it. So, John, can't wait to have you back on the show as well. Moving forward to the next tool that we've seen, the NFT Mentor, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Let's talk about the NFT Mentor. I know we got a lot of NFT friends around. Can you break down what the Algorand Mentor is?
Let's just say yes, it is very easily you can mint with any standard that you want, but it is existing on Algorand blockchain right now. We just made it a lot simpler, because when you use the bring your own NFT or bring your own token feature with Plausible, actually you may need that feature is for those who prefer to have some token of theirs when it comes to distribute NFTs or tokens. For example, they believe as an NFT creator, I want to create my own NFTs out of my wallet. I want them to stay in my wallet and distribute from there. Traditional way of thinking, they should be able to do that simply. So that kind of mindset can use the Minter. So as far as comes to sorry, the sound got
No, somebody froze maybe, but go ahead. I can hear you. We can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Because I can hear myself double. I don't know why did it happen. But anyway, sorry, where was I?
The different,
we're
talking.
I'm so sorry. 1 second.
Yeah, maybe it's an internet connection there.
I don't know what.
David or Christopher, change
I'm muted. Yeah. I will say, as he's trying to figure that out, the NFT scene, it's kind of interesting how it is. I do think it's going to be one of the last things to run as far as the bull market goes. But I do think in the coming months, it will be cool to see new NFT projects getting kind of built and using a lot of these new tools. So
MJ or MG, you back?
So sorry, guys. Okay, a very short advice: never use beats. Thing is trash, man. It just gives your credit away. So don't use beats.
Noted. Yeah.
And throw it away, as soon as you can. So I'm so sorry for the technical problem.
No worries.
Okay, let's go back to jump right back to discussion. I'm so sorry again.
Yes. So we talk about the mentor and different arcs that could be used, and then potentially you said creators want to airdrop tokens and things of that nature.
Yes, Minter comes to place for those who prefer to create everything out of their own wallet. As I mentioned, I didn't know how much of the thing have you heard. Yep. But for those, there's a Minter. So far, it is a traditional thing. Lots of other tools are on Algorand doing this a lot better. But what comes with it, which makes it a lot more sweeter, aside from it being very simple and totally compatible with Plus. After that, you can use them in BYOT very easily. Aside from that, there will be a generation tool, which let it be a secret when we drop it. But just remember the name Optimus, and that would change the way we think. For example, about dynamic NFTs. How can an NFT be presented, and using the random functions in order to present the NFTs, or using some other kind of tools when it comes to generation some art for NFTs. When it's just wait for it.
Yeah, definitely. Y'all hear that? Wait for it. Pay attention. Some new goods are coming for y'all. So the next thing I want to talk about a little bit more is cross-chain nature, state proofs. What are you seeing in terms of like cross-chain or having GoPlausible be on more than one blockchain, if that's a possibility, and your thoughts on state proofs?
Actually, we built the protocol, in order to do it multi-chain using the state proof. It was stated on our website since day one, so it was designed to do that. But when there are two sides when it comes, going to unexplored frontiers, which is you need to do. For example, there should be a stage of R&D in your process. Without that, you're not going to be able to do a successful implementation. And when it comes to R&D, it means that you need to dedicate some budget to that. And again, same story. So we needed to put that in prioritization and do it ourselves. In order to make it effective, we gave it, much time, and consulted with everybody in Algorand, Inc., Foundation, everyone who was, aware of how it can be, the references, the content regarding how to implement it correctly. We gathered it through time, and we actually somehow got a grasp over the concept on ourselves, but it took time. Let me be honest with you, because there is some kind of, complexity and some kind of, hardship when it comes to these cutting edge things. VRF is not like that anymore. There's a suitable abundance of content regarding that, but the state proofs stays a little bit, mystery still when it comes to technical documentation and stuff. But it was a long, hard process, but we have the technology now. But yet again, we need some kind of infrastructure, and for that we are prioritizing for the future, when hopefully, fingers crossed, some kind of investor realizes what we are, all these Lego building blocks, what are they envisioning for the future. Let's hope for that day.
It's coming. I mean, it definitely is coming, where utility and actual things that have been built to be better than the things we've had. I mean, me and Siwa were literally just laughing earlier because we were like, you know what? We were thinking, let's take some immutable X that we had and let's move it back into ETH. And using the ETH network, it was going to, you know, just to swap $100 worth of immutable X to ETH, it was going to be a $46, $47 network fee. And it's just like, it's so funny that we're still so archaic in so much of the things when there is better technology and better things being built. And so, I mean, that's why a lot of people were so excited about state proofs, because right around the time that Algorand was really bringing that discussion up and talking about it, I mean, we were seeing hack after hack on these bridges. And right now it's like, that is still, I mean, I talk about, even the wrapped BNB coming over using Messina, on Algorand. It still goes back to what Silvio said with the, it's still a shaky bridge, and you never know if these go down, can you get your assets back across, or can and whatnot, how can you move it? And we do need to get to a spot in crypto and in blockchain where it is truly cross-chain and it's seamless, it's easy, and the fear of being hacked or something going down is not stuck to one centralized third party.
Exactly. Totally agreed indeed.
Yeah, definitely. That is something that hopefully is coming. Or what's really coming is Algorand becomes a settlement layer for most of these blockchains, and we don't have to worry about that no more. That's the plan, right?
It could handle
exactly.
it.
Yeah. The more we can implement state proofs and implement technologies and utilities based on those state proofs, easier, the more developer experience becomes, comfortable and easy and accessible for more developers. So again, the more John and team do the magic stuff, because yet there is a technology for the core chain, there's a technology AVM and all those stuff regarding programmability on chain. But yet all of those are great, but when they are not put to use, they will be great surgical stuff which see no surgeon to use them. In order to make them available and make them effective, they need to be used. Who use them? Developers. Who enables that? People who care about the developer experience in the first place. And us, by contributing to using of those AI technologies, although not being named anywhere in any sum up in any assembly calls, I'm not going to complain, but as I was expecting, this is a main threat, people. AI matters. AI is billions in each day. 8,000 papers is coming out almost each 2 weeks or so on those grounds. So that is tectonic shift, and the sooner we embrace it, it would be better. So aside from that, we are trying to contribute in their vision, actually John and team vision, in order to make Algorand development as easy as possible, to the point maybe that even normal people, easy as okay, create me some smart contract based on this template. We have the arc for that, the templates for all, the structure of a standard is there. Create for me some smart contracts using PyTeal, which does this, and this using this template. Simple as that. So even a non-educated person can create a smart contract and put it to use. That would be not far-fetched. So by the pace that the team are going and the Python and everything, that would be very close. 2024. I don't know which quarter, but that would be happening around that.
Yeah, definitely. AI taking over. The plan is for Algorand to also take over. Let the big A's win the day, right? That's the goal. All right. As we slowly start to close out, MG, is there anything else you would like to tell the audience about GoPlausible? Any other alpha? Anything else you'd like to drop?
No, we just we are building with total belief and love for the community, for the cause, second for the community, and just like that, thank you so much for all the support from Algorand Foundation, community, and everyone. Thank you, guys. Thank you, and to so many other great shows that supporting these startups by having us on the show. That is a total pleasure, and I totally enjoyed this one. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, for sure. And be sure, obviously, everybody out in the chat, if you won one of those A-Select memberships, be sure to DM us your wallet address and email so we can get those subscriptions out to you. And we're going to be giving away some cool merch next week, so you want to make sure you tune into that show. But make sure you go follow these guys on Twitter and on their socials. Keep up to date with what they're building. Check out their website, which is just, let me see here. What is your all's website?
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, let's make sure that the audience has view of that.
Here it is. Okay.
Yeah, be sure to head over, check out their test net, check out, their main net and play around on their website, check out what they're doing. Fame's in the house. What's up, Bilal and everybody over there working on that project. There's a lot of exciting things building on Algorand, and a lot of these tools are going to be super useful to many of the developers and many of the people coming in. So be sure to support these guys. And that's all I got. See, you got anything else?
Hey, make sure y'all tap in, though. I'm reiterating that one. Share this video, hit the like button. And again, the more that we all support the Algorand ecosystem, the more the Algorand ecosystem grows. That's my final words there. So as we close out, thank y'all once again. See you next week.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. And have a great time, Algorand.
Definitely.
Yeah.
See y'all next week with the Quantos Euro show. So should be explosive. And then until the next time, y'all. Peace.